Today has been a day for changing oil. I got my Subaru, got my Chevy, and now I'm finally on to the Volkswagen. And changing oil certainly isn't very exciting or very video worthy, but I am going to do a little something here. So when I brought the car home, you know, the previous owner told me, and I believe that it was true for him, that it didn't really leak. But since I've gotten it home, it does leak a little bit of oil, not a lot. And I've had some opportunities with that plate there, and I believe I've probably overcome them mostly, if not completely. But the one thing that I noticed when I went to work on the valves for the first time was that the previous owner had used RTV on the gasket, between the gasket and the valve cover, not between the gasket and the head, but just to the valve cover. And I didn't like that idea. I pulled it all out of there, cleaned it up real good. Well, maybe it's the quality of the gaskets. I've tried a few different things. It just continues to leak from there. And so I'm going to go ahead and pull these and get some form a gasket on there and see if I can't get that to stop, so that I can at least then determine, you know, if it is also leaking from other places where. I do have just a little bit of fresh oil here under the transaxle. Is that from the transaxle, or is it blowing up there from the motor? I don't know. And so I just kind of have to attack one thing at a time and see, you know, where I get. So that's what I'll be doing here during my oil change. Before I get to doing any talking about actually dealing with RTV and trying to deal with these gaskets, I think it was Easy Jeezy that I saw show, you know, using like a bit of cordage around here to, you know, to pull the bail down so that you're not, you know, scraping up the paint or, you know, whatever, by using a wrench or a screwdriver or something. I don't really have cordage that I want to use on that, so I'm just going to use this rag. Should pretty much work the same way, and we can just pop it down like that. So that's a lot better than some of the other alternatives. While I wait for more drips to happen from my engine block, go ahead and take my oil bath air cleaner and get it prepared to be cleaned. Just letting this guy sit here and drip away. I'll get all that old oil out of there and clean it up real good and put new fresh oil in up to the orange/red line there, and should do a good job again. All right, so I've laid down a not fantastically consistent bead of sealant here. Prior to that, I did a fair bit of cleaning of oil and whatnot from the probably shouldn't be trying to do this one-handed, but you know, I am, because maybe I'm stupid, I don't know. Cleaning of the valve cover and the gasket. Yes, I am reusing the gaskets, mostly just because I really wasn't well prepared for this and didn't try to order any ahead of time. So that's basically how that's going to go, and then I'll probably go ahead and swipe some grease around this side of the gasket before I actually install it, and we'll see how it turns out. And there we are with grease installed and valve cover ready to go back on. Do both sides, run it around, see if we still get oil leaks and where they're coming from. Hopefully not from here anymore. I went ahead and put in a little extra effort. It was worth, you know, of course it's the right thing to do to put plenty of effort on, you know, cleaning the inside, because that's where the magic happens of, you know, filtering garbage out of your air through the oil bath. But I did go ahead and also clean the outsides of both pieces here. You know, they don't look great because, well, I'm sure that's original paint. Yeah, nothing's really been done since then, but you know, these were kind of grimy. The hinges and stuff were a little nasty, and a whole lot cleaner now. And so, yeah, I'll fill this thing up with some oil and put it back together. So I've decided to go ahead and put the base into position and even clamp it down to the air bellows there. Maybe not bellows, whatever they're called. And I'll pour the oil in now and then go ahead and get the top piece put into place, which will be a little bit challenging because not only do I have, you know, clips here, here, and here, but I also have one back here and one back here that I'll have to get into position, but I think it won't be too awfully bad. And so we'll see if that works out as well as I'm hoping it will. We'll just go ahead and pour some oil into here. Now, one thing I'm noticing is that I'm above the line here and not there. Maybe it'll get pushed down when the top part is in place. Check that out real quick here. See if that seems to, yeah, that could. I think it might be just about right once it gets snapped into position. Yeah, we'll check it out some more. But yeah, that's basically it. Go ahead and grab this dude. If anyone is unfamiliar, you know, they made it work. They really did. So you have to, you know, get this side into position first, and you kind of have to angle the piece to kind of get that where it's supposed to be. And when you can see your, you know, your thread, your male threads, you know, through the top of this, then okay, you're in the right position there. But you know, we're still out of position here, and so, you know, you might wonder, well, what's this goofy thing all about here? Why isn't it just metal all the way through? Well, that's because it wouldn't be able to fit in if it were done that way. And so you kind of have to make sure that that gets into the right position there. And then once this is, you know, kind of close to underneath or underneath here, then you can start pulling this out. And it's a lot more awkward when you're doing it one-handed than it is when you got both hands and you're used to it. But that's your basic maneuver there. So, and then, you know, another thing that's important, the metal used on these old carburetors is not super high quality, and you don't want to go nuts clamping these things down. You'll distort. So we're just gonna, that's good. And then I don't have the nut for this. I'm sure it would be a little better if I did, but I think it's fine. These will both hold. Probably didn't really make mention, but around the throat of the carburetor is a little rubber seal, and mine may not be great, but they're not bad at all either. So I think they're doing a pretty good job of, you know, of keeping the seal there. So that's how that all goes together. And now I'll just go around and get all these clips. Oh, you know, it helps if the clip is not inside already. So yeah, get those all into position. Some of, not just that one, there's more that are inside already. We don't want them to already be inside. Yeah, that's it. Get it clamped down and fill the engine with oil, ready to go. Oh yeah, because I did already put back on the valve covers. So yeah, put oil in. And I was thinking, man, I've got this thing up, I ought to do my boots. I cannot find the freaking boots, man. I bought some boots and I intend to replace those, and I just can't find them. So I took it as a sign from God that I wasn't meant to do the boots today. I've got not quite 2.65 quarts in there, probably closer to 2 1/4. But on the dipstick already, it looks like it's at least really close to full, which almost certainly isn't correct. But I'm going to go ahead and start her up, let the oil run through the engine for a quick second. You can hear how awful this thing runs right now. I have to keep on giving it because chokes don't work. That's enough. All right, now run back and see. Let's see if we can. Again, another thing that I've never even thought about trying to do one-handed. It's just ridiculous. Because God knows it's very important for you to see every step of what I'm doing here. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, okay. I don't know if the camera is really gonna pick that up. It's about 3/4 of the way between the two lines. Yeah, see if I can set this in a way. There you go, there's the right angle. So we're real close. I'll just put a little bit more in, until we get right up to the line and call it good.